earlier.
Are we live now?
Yeah, let's go.
Be first. We're not.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm sure. We live?
We'll do the intro when he comes back.
Listening to the Woken Up Woke podcast. Woke up friends.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Woken Up Woke podcast. Say hello to your friends. We got doing the karates over there,
TikTok.
Mr. Ev. TikTok karate jock, Mr. Ev Price. We got the Mortal Kombat Mets killer, Charlie Mendoza, and we got Kanye's finest, Robama, host of all hosts, Roger Carter, and myself, Huge Hef, Joe Diaz. This is Woken Up Woke.
That's static? What was that?
That was static.
Was that
Put the baseball game off, bro. You don't have to yell at me again.
All right.
All right. So what we got going on today, fellas?
What's up, fellas?
Happy Easter to everyone
Easter.
here.
We're recording on Easter Sunday.
Easter, but happy Easter.
We just came from a live Instagram session, which something I think we will be doing. We will be doing. I called it the Woken Up Woke podcast pregame. So before we get into the actual podcast, we'll spitball some ideas live on IG. So if you have Instagram, just tune in, check out Woken Up Woke on Instagram, follow us there, and we'll let you know when we're going live. And then we have all kinds of guests stop in, give their input, tell us what you think about the show. Let us know. If you think we suck, which we do, just say it, and then we'll try to get better for you.
Oh, we won't.
But, no, we won't.
Fuck you, all right.
It's not getting better.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, if some people just take this a little more serious, but hey, point finger.
You're the consummate professional. I don't know if I say it right. Did I call you consomme? You're the consomme professional. Roger is good at making soups. Here, ladies. Anyway, what do we talk about today? What's going on in the news? There was some interesting news tidbits Ro saw earlier this week. No pun intended.
Yeah, man. Child born with 3 penises. It's crazy.
Wait, say that again. You cut out.
Sorry, there was a child born with 3 penises.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry.
you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. I hear you.
No, we had to absorb that in. Like, we were all like thinking, damn, if I had 3 penises, like, damn, are they attached? Can I send some somewhere? And
So
hey,
here's
girl, I'm sending you a penis. Have your way with it.
And I get it, but so I have 2 dads on here, and I have 3 married guys, 2 dads, and I don't give a fuck. So as a dad, and none of you guys are Jewish, but you get your snip. I've been circumcised. I don't know who else has been circumcised on here. But
I have, and my kid.
If your child was born with penises, are you getting them all chopped off? Are you circumcised? Like what are you doing? Or
do you circumcise one? Or...
in your mind, like I don't want to do my child, but also don't want to do my child where he regrets it later. Like I could have been something, Dad, but you cut off my penises. Why you didn't ask me? You didn't ask me at all. You didn't know what I would think. So for the pressure for the dads in the room, let me know what's your thought process. Your son comes out, beautiful baby, healthy, but got three penises. What do you do?
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
Joe, drums, Joe. Come on, man. Jesus.
It just sounds like static.
Shout out to JC.
Go ahead, Charlie. You got sons. I have a son.
I got 3 boys, and those 3 penises are enough. So I don't. Yeah. I would first find out medically if it's something that's, can they keep these 3 penises? Is they gonna something in the future?
Let's say for the
stop
sake
them?
of an argument that they're 3 working penises, they're fine. Do you want to keep them? There's not like 2 dead dangling ones and 1 functional one. There's 3 working penises.
Why they gotta be dead and dangling?
you
So-
like
Why is your
I would.
oh that died?
I would-
That
I
died
would-
years ago.
I would put myself into the shoes. Then you're always thinking with the wrong head, so they're gonna be thinking with 3 wrong
Yeah, that's
heads.
true.
Yeah, I would get rid of 1 and let them have 2.
That's that's like a compromise, I think. Because he's still special. I'm gonna cut in real quick. First off, there's a few questions I have. Like I said before, we did this early on the live, right? Now you're saying you got 3 working penises. Peni. Are there 3 sets of scroti? Like,
Right.
like
There's 6 balls.
6 balls. And only 2. Okay. And when he pees, do they all go at the same time?
Like a sprinkler.
Like a sprinkler. Because listen, you may laugh, but that could be a problem. You know what I mean?
Or could it? Can you pee in 5 seconds and you're done?
He's a hot mess. You need a whole blanket around his area.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Wear a glove.
That brings up a really good question also with the 3 scrotums, or like, do 2 of them shoot blanks and 1's working?
Yeah.
Because I'm using the ones that only blank.
Right.
You see where we go?
Yeah.
There's a lot, Joe. That's a really good point. There's a lot of things that could happen with
Like
your
Russian
pants?
roulette.
How's that gonna work? I'm just saying, imagine stuffing a bunch of shit down your pants every time you gotta wear your jeans
Cool, Cavaricci's that had the pouch here,
and have them.
and yeah, you're good. You need like a pouch, kind of like a fanny pack area in the front, and then boom, you're good to go. You just
I'll take a pic.
And
No, good.
And he needs to meet up. He needs to meet up with the chick from Total Recall with the 3 boobies.
there you go.
Yeah, oh, that'd be a nice porn.
Kids, that's all.
Had the
See,
3-eyed
my-
fish
my-
from The Simpsons in the background.
Yeah, my thing was like, where are them? Where are the peni? If they're all next to each other,
It's a little
kind
weird.
of defeat the purpose.
Just like
If you had 1 in the front, 1 in the back, 1 on the side, and you can get 3 women at the same time, then I'm like, yeah.
But then how would that work? You'd be like this.
Gotta work that motion, bro.
How's that work?
It's like, oh, hey.
All right.
Like, okay.
Got 1 for each of you.
Or like I said, or I commented on the live show, it'll be the real shocker.
Mhm.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
But that depends on the placement again. If they're within the vicinity of each other. Man.
These are the hard-hitting questions.
These
you
are
need to
valid
ask,
questions. I mean, you got to think. Ultimately, you got to think of the kids' quality of life. And I mean, 3 penises. You're not giving them many.
Right. You only got
choice.
2 hands, so
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, yeah. I don't
Okay.
know.
Are you cutting them off?
Huh?
Evan, you cutting them off? What are you doing? I'm asking the dads first. Evan, I asked Charlie. He says he's only cutting 1 off. Evan, what are you doing? Cut them off? What are you doing?
all right. All 3 of them are working. It's 2 balls. I like Joe's original response when you put this in the chat, and he said, "There ain't no way his son gonna have more penises than me."
That was great.
You have to give one up.
Yeah. So just have 1 removed and have it attached on you.
You know what? I'm fucked up too. I'm gonna cut them off and leave the smallest one. Like, fuck you, kid. You're gonna build some character in life.
Yeah. It's still
And
gonna
the
be
doctor's
rough.
like, he needs the bigger part of the head to actually live. No. Give him
Like,
something.
nah. But like,
I want him to face some challenges in
like
life.
I'm not more shocked that this hasn't happened. No, seriously, even 2. I've always thought it was like nobody's ever. There's definitely somebody out there with 2 right now.
Mhm.
Upset,
Yeah, that's not saying it.
yeah.
right? Am I wrong? It's gotta be a
No,
2.
you're right.
But wait, all right. Can I? Quick question: if you could remove one and attach it onto yourself, where would you put it? Because I'm thinking, hear me out. Maybe like, hey doc, can you cover my belly button? You know what I mean? So I have just like 2 levels. I'm just throwing it out
I
there.
was thinking like on the hand, maybe like another pinky.
Like a pinky.
Yeah, just why is Joe's hand always in his pocket? Hiding his
Like-
penis.
Like, dude, he gives the
Penis
worst
hand.
wet willies. I don't think he washes his hands.
Fun all night, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize for that. Oh,
Yeah, that
Oh,
6
you
finger isn't circumcised either.
this we got to work with right now.
Oh man, good
You
time.
guys want to have a girl
Right.
on the show?
A woman, yes.
Female on the show?
To her to be equally paid like we are, nothing.
Yeah. Well, you get what you pay for.
So anyway, back to the penis on my hand. So yeah.
See, you wouldn't want it. You wouldn't want it in the palm.
Just like surprise.
Again, if you put a slot for it and then it opens up like that,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah,
but
like
if
it can come out.
like a
part of no. But if I like, ooh, hi, and then ooh,
Yeah, it's always there. Like
getting
high
in the
five,
way. Ugh.
high 6.
like Spider-Man.
Okay, then Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man.
See, that's good. Yeah, I like that.
My spine
all right.
senses are tingling.
I'm gonna.
My penis sense is tingling.
I'm gonna cut them all off.
Oh man,
Not all off. Sorry. So
Yeah, look at you. See?
you're the worst.
Cut them all off.
He's thinking of the new generation already. They're probably going to cut him off
Jesse.
anyway.
He wants a gender
exactly.
neutral. You know what? You get nothing.
might as well prepare him for what's gonna happen.
Cryogenically freeze him, and then when he's old enough to make that decision,
Yeah.
you want 1, 2, 3.
Let me cut it off before your girlfriend does.
But right? Unless he grows up to be a really handsome young individual, I don't know if the family has any wealth whatsoever. Maybe he becomes a god in India because he has 3. Oh, the guy who has 3 penises. Maybe they'll put him. I don't know. I'm sorry, in where is it?
Iraq.
Iraq. Sorry. So maybe in Iraq, I apologize. 2 totally different places. Maybe in Iraq he becomes a god in his village or wherever he grew up in. I had 3 penises and like, oh my god, they wrap them up in sacred wraps and all this other thing. Maybe, or the best chance he has is being another porn star. Like that. That's it. Like the guy with you. Have you met the guy with 3 penises? Oh, well, here he is.
Tripod.
Yeah.
St. John.
His porn name Tripod.
Well, do you think? So you're saying he can't like live a normal life or have a regular job with 3 penises?
No, there's no way.
But nobody's gonna know. It's not like you're walking around with them out.
Any girl you hook up with is gonna be
relationship wise. It's gonna be right. It's always gonna go back to it.
your wife at work. All she has to do is see like, oh, we got a girl. He got 3 penises. That's it. It's one job. You're done. You can't work.
But I mean, listen. Who knows? Maybe there's a woman out there with 3 vaginas. Come on. He's already showed that it's possible. You know what I mean? So, or
It's
at least
called
2
one
vaginas.
Would be,
Joe, it's called one vagina, Joe. It just stretches a lot.
Vagina.
That's what it's called.
imagine though,
Vagina. Sorry.
at the same time
Vagina.
he was born with 3 peni, there was someone across the world born with 3 vaginae.
Yeah, or at least 2.
Vaginae.
That's
Well,
vagina.
I would get tattoos. I would get tattoos on them, right? One mouth, 1 vagina, and 1 anal.
Nice.
Wow. Charlie just lifted up everybody. He's back. All right. All right. Going right in there strong, buddy. Like up to back. Coming up next.
The thoughts and views expressed on the Woken Up Woke podcast are not shared by
Me at all.
You guys.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it PC. Like only because I think again, he might come back later to hate you. You're the guy who has because I'm assuming it's gonna be marks and stitches on his shit just because we cut off the other two. So his stuff. But then talking to ladies, they've seen so many crazy things that look and angle other ways. So I don't know. Yeah. But I want to give my son the best fighting chance he has.
Yeah, I think
not that I've seen this before, but there are women out there who have where their clitoris is, a penis has grown out of it.
Yeah,
so
that happens. Yes.
So why can't their penises happen?
How do you know that?
You didn't know that, bro?
The internet.
Why science, bro? Look it up.
Yeah, it's science.
I'm gonna start tagging you guys in everything I find.
It's page 10,516 on Pornhub. Scroll all the way to the end.
There is people into porno.
Yeah, there's something on there.
Yeah.
It's down there.
How are they still free? By the way, how is that? How are they free? How?
Advertisement.
God bless America.
How are they? Has anybody ever bought purchased a subscription to any porn?
No.
No, but I had a coworker.
Always the best. No, for sure.
A coworker who had a Brazzers account, and he gave everybody his account.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah, he had it, and he had to hide it from his wife, so he gave it to everybody. He was like, "Look, I'm just wasting it. So here's my login information."
He had a burner credit card.
Yeah,
Black.com for a month, way in in the early stages of Black.com. That was kind of crazy. And then I realized I might have a problem, but not. And then I just didn't. It's just weird. Yeah. So I had an inscription, not because it was but I was like, why am I paying for this?
Yeah.
I don't think men need more time.
Yeah, right. We don't.
The whole point of the subscription is you can actually see the full scene. I get more time. I don't think we need more time.
We're simple beings.
That's
it. Skip to the end anyway.
Yeah. What I devalued of what Pornhub was giving me was they cut out all the bullshit and they gave me time. Mm-hmm. That's it. Right. Nothing worse. Sorry to go on this porn slide. Is in when you're watching your porn and at the end of the porn, it's not the ending that you would hope from where the porn was going, right?
You make it to the end of your porn? What do you mean? I don't think I've ever seen the ending you make a night of it, huh? Yeah.
If I have a day off, I do my taxes.
If I have a day off.
He got rose petals around his laptop.
Yeah, self-love. Self-love. He's playing music.
It sucks though because
your roommate's gone now, right?
Yeah.
Empty apartment.
Walking around naked, just having fun. Boxes of tissues everywhere, towels, shit everywhere.
Thanks for cutting them off, Dad.
Hello. Yeah. I am a god.
Not for nothing. The kid with 3 penises OnlyFans would be popping.
That's what I'm saying.
I could have made an OnlyFans, Dad. Why'd you cut me off?
Check Me Outside. Check Me Outside has made $1 million in fucking 6
minutes. 6 hours. Yeah.
6 hours.
And she just turned 18.
That goes to show there's a lot of pedophiles out there.
They were waiting. She just turned 18 a few days ago, and then once she turned 18, started her OnlyFans, and it was like.
Let me ask you a question, Charlie. Charlie, all you gotta do is show your feet.
What do you mean?
Do
you guys want to be left alone, or?
I was gonna say,
be right now. For free.
Listen, big guy, Joe. I think you crush it on OnlyFans.
I think I really would. That's what's a shame. It's such a shame, dude. I would have
Joe,
years after me.
Have wifey just masked up and just rubs oil on your belly. I guarantee you. Yo, I guarantee, Joe. I will not listen. I will just respect your game 100%. This girl's made $1 million in 6 hours.
A day.
I'm not.
Like, not even.
If you can even think about this, if you can make $30,000 a month on OnlyFans, I am not
Even a
hating
year.
on you.
I take
Even-
you for a year. Keep
hell
my
yeah.
job and I come home and do a little.
Just
turn
once in a
on
while,
fans
do a
in my
little.
But
room.
again, you need $30,000 a month to be like, oh, we good.
Yeah.
I can do it.
You don't need a job. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Might have to look into that.
Listen, I told a friend of mine, she was going through cancer. I was like, I think there's probably some crazy shit where they can, if you're bald, and like put on women's heads. And I Googled shit, crazy shit that guys are just in. People are just into. Not guys,
Yeah.
people.
People.
Are weird. And again, I'm not judging.
Fetishes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's what I'm
stereotype.
saying. There's something for everyone out there.
Yeah. But you can make money of some pouring different oils on your head and rubbing them in. Joe, you could be Joe. I want to rub you right now.
Listen, there is a market for big bald
Guy on guy
guys with
rubbing,
beards.
like, not like that,
just
but like
saying.
I'm just rubbing your head. I guarantee you, they like that even more when a guy's like, "We're cool though.
oil
I'm
on you.
gonna be
But
fully,
that's like premium content. That's
Joe,
premium.
fully clothed." But like, or maybe they want to see some out. I got the 4-pack for you, and then I rub the head and the
I
lotion.
just like cut
with,
holes
like,
in my shirt and give them little peekaboos.
that's what I'm saying. Charlie, we making $1 million? Shut the fuck up.
Come on,
Get in line.
Charlie could just sit in the background.
But,
Yeah. Make a
Just
noise.
watch.
but
Or like clapping like you're watching a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
One guy clapping.
they go to a slow clap.
See?
Yeah, that is that
Hands
is
up slowly.
yes.
I didn't know it was
Bravo, Joe.
Oh, shoot.
But you got like a
Telling you, man.
gimp mask, or a leather
Listen.
mask. Just
We're giving away gems right now.
My name-
We're giving
We
away.
are.
Somebody's
My
getting
name-
rich off of this.
Honestly, Joe.
my name will be the clapper.
Joe,
Oh, and you can have the clapper. So every time he claps, the light goes on and off.
Joe, all seriousness, tell your wife you're gonna bring out your old character, and I think he would kill it. And you just rub lotion, butter, either lotion or butter. All
Yeah,
Go with
butter. Butter, yeah.
Can't lose with butter.
I like butter.
I guarantee you. What was the character again? That news guy? What was the
Cold
cold front?
front.
And just you have cold front up top, and then pants, and then no shirt, and then you just fucking rub
Just
that
rub
lotion.
oil. Oh my god,
Oil,
that would sell. I gotta get another cold wig, man. It's hurting. He's losing his hair. He's stressed.
Is it gonna fall?
Yeah.
Charlie has no idea what we're talking about.
I
Charlie
don't
never
know who
watched our
Cold
show.
Front is. Did you never?
Yeah, I watched After Hours with Row.
Check in. Hopefully, sometime I'm supposed to get your brother on, and the guy on the bottom below me there, but they're all Hollywood. They don't want to do it.
I can't do it for legal reasons. Yeah, something else came up, so we'll talk later.
Okay.
Oh, it's blowing up,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, and something happened this weekend,
bro.
so
There's so many different levels of it blowing up now. Crazy. It's so crazy.
it's fucking crazy. It's almost sickening. That
What's your music one? Instagram.
Price the producer.
Follow that. You can hear a little bit about what he's doing.
Actually, check out the first video, and that'll explain it all. That first video might actually have to come and play in a future court hearing. So yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so Epic gonna hopefully make some money soon.
Yeah,
or
hopefully.
Either way.
My money's on Joe breaking big with the butter belly rubbing on the OnlyFans.
Yeah, butter.
But you
butter
need
belly rubbing.
straight men. You need straight men rubbing the. Listen,
I'll just have my wife
that's
do
gotta
it.
be-
She's Asian, so
No. Joe, you missed. I'm
Okay,
telling
so
you.
then you a straight man. You said I'll have you do it then.
Yeah, I'll rub. I don't want to. I'll put gloves on, but I'll do it for the pot.
Nah,
And
it's not gonna work if you have gloves on. It's gotta be bare hands.
Yeah,
I feel like.
I mean, are you comfortable? I don't give a
their
shit.
hands
I
gotta
think
be
so.
glistening.
Yeah, because we can also attack the ASMR, crowd if we get like another mic to get close to get the sound, and I don't think you get the same effect with gloves. You need that skin on skin. You know what I'm talking about.
You put the room, you get one of those heat lamps in the room, and you
Yes.
use like an actual stick of butter, and
Like-
until
like-
it melts completely.
The Seinfeld episode when Kramer's
Yeah,
has
the
when
Yeah.
Rogers
Eddie.
the roasters.
the roasters have. Oh, can you turn the lights red now? Can you do that now? You're all bright right now. But turn the lights red.
Me?
No, Joe, can you turn the lights red?
Hey Google, make light for red. There we go. Now we're
right.
talking to you. Sorry.
And then darker at that point, and then a guy comes out, with a mask on, and then he's just
a gift mask.
you want to keep it really sexy, and then you're just laying out there like your normal lounge thing, and then just rubbing the oil. Oh, maybe cook the oil a little popcorn drops in.
Oh,
Yeah, they want your stomach to be like cuero. Burn that shit.
No. It's already again. They don't know what we're doing. It's warm. Charlie, have you never done this before?
No. I can't say
I
I
have
have.
not.
I could probably say no. I have not.
Don't act like this. You're rubbing oil on a bald big man. No,
First time.
you've never done this before.
The problem is there's a lot of competition out there. When it comes to big bald guys rubbing oil, I won't,
All right, well, you gotta.
That's why I need
That's
the straight guy. Yeah, I need the straight man
That's
because
what I'm saying. You have guest appearance. Like, hey, what's up?
sorry.
accents. You gotta have different accents, Joe.
Oh,
Maybe I'll do
I
the
can't do
narration.
accents. Yeah, you can do.
I'm here to rub your baby.
Oh,
Charlie, you fluent Spanish?
No.
Motherfuckers. We had two
No,
motherfuckers
no,
on here.
no Puerto Rican is fluent in Spanish.
Holy.
yeah, nope.
That was born in New York.
How are you? Listen, did your parents look at you like you're a waste of talent?
We missed the boat, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed the whole fucking.
Well, the thing was, the thing, if you speak to my dad, he'll be like, "Oh, he knows how to speak Spanish." It's like, look, growing up, they would speak to me in Spanish, and I answered them in English. That's kind of how it was. So it's like I know if I really had to like think about how to say something, I could figure it out. But I don't speak fluently at all. Like I went to Puerto Rico, by myself, and I got along just fine. Granted,
yeah, I was. You don't need. You can say
but
hi.
but when you go to the country, to the other side of the
sure.
island, like there's some people that really don't, so you got to kind of. What the hell?
Gringo. You're gringo.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Worse off, and they call you a black gringo. I'm like, motherfucker, what's your name?
Bringo.
My grandfather used to make fun of me all the time. And Clinton Street, you remember Uncle Joe?
Yeah.
Joe doesn't speak Spanish neither.
No.
Very
No.
little.
Joe don't speak fucking Spanish.
But I don't. His shirts were Puerto Rican. His Cadillac got the Puerto Rican flag on it.
Let me
And
ask
I'm the
you,
same way.
do you so for black folks you get invited to the barbecue, you don't get invited to the barbecue. For Spanish Puerto Ricans, like is there an invite or non-invite? Like for people that don't speak, what do you guys have your vernacular like that? Is there a terminology for that? No?
They don't let you play dominoes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's a generational thing. When you get to our age and younger,
Like there's no like thing like it's like oh he ain't invited.
nah,
Nothing like
no, because
most Puerto Ricans, like my mom, her parents, her father, like when they came to America or New York in particular, that was it. They were like, we're New Yorkers now. You're gonna speak English. Even in Puerto Rico, like the generation after that, a lot of them, especially with the kids, like when we went down, it's all about English. We know Spanish and all that, but you got to learn English. We're part of America.
Yeah.
That was amongst Puerto Ricans.
And that's why Spanglish is like a big thing. Like they're like, because when people from Puerto Rico came to New York Ricans, like, and that language just picked up where they really forgot their Spanish culture and they picked up this new New York culture where the New York Ricans came into play and the Spanglish came into play, and it just took off.
Yeah, that's why I say I think it's like a generational thing, because you don't just see it with Puerto Ricans. Like living here, I live in Daly City, and work in San Francisco is like, I don't know what the population of Filipinos are, but it's a lot. And even Chinese and Japanese, and you see people our age, a lot of them, you ask, oh, do you speak Tagalog, which is what Filipinos speak, and they're like, oh no, I understand it, but I really don't speak it. They speak Taglish, which is like Spanglish. So I think, as people come to this country over time, unless they're really serious about keeping tradition, they start to lose it over time. I think generations.
Do you think that's good or bad?
I think it's bad. I mean, I think
I don't know. I think
it's not
good.
terrible, but well, go ahead.
It's funny because English is the language of America, and so when you hear racist white people say something, learn the language. Most immigrants and most people who've come in, however they want to learn the language anyway. So that's. So I never understood that argument. Like most immigrants, like, well, we do know the language and all that. Yeah. But we still preserve the culture.
Well, that's what I mean. It's bad if you start to lose the language. Like over time, if that keeps going over generations, eventually, it could be lost. At least in this country, So that's what I mean by it's bad. But I the culture is always, I think, going to be there and carried on. But
it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want it to get so watered down that you forget about it. But I mean, you got people speaking Spanish in Spain, so I don't know that it'll ever go away. But I don't know. I just think personally, I think it's good that if you stick to your, you know your roots, and I would like to be able to speak Spanish.
Yeah, I think just for intellectually, like it does something to you to know more than one language, and it helps with other subject matters and helps with your learning and all that. So, like kids who, if you met a little kid who's bilingual, they're smart, because everything else opens up because they know those two languages.
Yeah.
So.
And I also think of what better of an experience I would have when I go back to Puerto Rico, or if I go to other Spanish speaking countries, being able to speak the language. I feel like I can immerse myself more into where I am and get to know the people, because there's always that literally barrier, that language barrier. So yeah, you can get by, you can have a good time, but I feel like if you can really communicate with people, and that's any language, not just Spanish. Like if I go to Italy, I would love to be able to speak Italian and fucking chop it up with it, the local.
And know what people are saying behind your back and all that.
Right, yeah. Like this fucking fat American. I like to rub oil over his fat ass.
I've never committed to learn the language like I said I was. So I remember I was in Orlando, Florida. I used to do Taekwondo, and I was there for a tournament, Junior Olympics. A lot of people don't know I did Taekwondo. So we were like, bro, just Taekwondo. So I was in Junior Olympics. Actually, my nose was smaller than it is now. I got an axe kick to my nose, and then my nose just like that afterwards. So my nose was smaller back then.
So that's not one of your features?
Sean knows when he tried to pop your collar and you showed him the Taekwondo takedown. So.
I gave him a warning. I warned him 3 times. Come on. Can we let that go? Let that go. If I give you 3 warnings, don't pop my collar again.
We will never let that go.
Yeah.
No, but going down in the history books as a good time.
Let's take a poll. If someone fucks you 3 times, you say, hey, yo, You do it one more time, that's it.
3 times is
No.
you know.
No, you were completely justified in your actions. That does not change how fucking hilarious it was. I mean, not to you because you were in the situation, but on the outside looking in, it was just the funniest thing. Sorry.
And Sean's defense, like curiosity got the best of him. So,
because the last one was like,
Was this because that night is big. I think I was there that night.
It was at Julep.
Okay, all right. I remember.
The worst part. So it's great for everybody except for 2 people.
Yeah.
Sean, who got taken down, and not Ro.
Yeah.
Me, who was working.
Yeah,
and I am the fucking bouncer bar back, and it's my job to kick out people who are fucking rowdy. And now one of your friends just got flipped onto the floor. How do you handle that? And I was told, you better handle that.
Yeah. Now you got to throw your
Come on, guys.
I was shooting pool in the back. I remember. Yeah. I was shooting pool.
Good time, man.
I was like, Sean, please stop. I was like, please. He's like, oh, what's up, man? I was like, all right.
That's all. That's all gone now, right? That whole area, all those places that we used to frequent.
Yeah,
Dang, that's completely different. Nice Guy at Eddie's is like some bougie restaurant.
It's actually a nice restaurant, though. I actually like it.
Yeah. Julep is. It's the same thing it was when it stopped being Julep. So when Julep closed, it became I think it was the Double Down.
The Double Down, yeah.
And I think it's still that.
Gotcha.
Double down.
I'm gonna double down.
Well,
how about China One?
China One is still there. It's called One. No, China One is not. I'm thinking of the other one. One and One. And Houston and First.
Oh, I don't
remember that one. It's a bar upstairs, but downstairs was like a club, and it was like we've all been there.
Listen. So remember when I lived in the meatpacking?
Mm-hmm.
There was a bar around the corner for me that felt like Charlie. You were never there, but I apologize for you for 2 seconds. So what he did, what Aaron did, this is from the Rusty Knot. That felt like you were in Florida. Remember that bar where you go to? They have the tiki drink stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember on the corner of my apartment? It was literally on the West Side Highway. This is there. So I was like, Rusty Knot. I was thinking, I was like, oh shit, the fucking Rusty Knot.
Yeah,
so they
cool. West Side Highway.
Yeah. So when I originally moved into where was that? Meatpacking district. Shout out to my cousin David. Oh, rent control apartment, $1,600. And I had, studio was huge, right? You guys are like, I'll live in your bathroom.
Yeah.
And doorman, elevator building. I was only 1 flight up anyway.
Yeah.
Washer dryer in the building. Everything you could possibly
across the street. I'm sorry to cut you off. Across the street was the famous from the TV show Friends, where they showed the outside of their building, whatever. That was literally right across the street from where Roe was at.
Yeah.
It's the Friends building.
That's what we do here. That's what we do. Five pig corner diagonal. And you had the meatpacking down, so you didn't hear all the noise from the meatpacking, but you'd have time. And so you hang out.
That was such a fuzzy time.
Yeah, all it's fuzzy. It's a good time. There's a point that I was trying to bring up. So sorry, just in quick point and go back to that. But the Rusty Knot, when they first opened, right? I loved the energy. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in Florida, like a retirement home, but it was like young people in drinks and red stripes and all that stuff. But all they had was Billy Ocean and the jukebox. You could only play Billy Ocean in the jukebox.
Nice.
We would just
That's
play.
how you got so good with the sax solo.
Caribbean Queen.
Exactly. Get out of my car. You know, a lot of people know that. That was another one of his songs. So I actually Googled when my cousin Jack got married. I could have rented Billy Ocean for 16 grand.
Wow.
You have to put him in a hotel room and you have to fly him down, but 16 grand, they'll sing 3 songs. It's crazy. So anyway, that's
what 3 songs, real quick. What 3 Billy Ocean songs?
You get to pick.
I know you pick them. What are you picking?
I only know two. I can't get
Same. Can
Happy
he just do
birthday.
can he do Caribbean Queen twice?
no,
Caribbean Queen.
no. Get out of my
Get into
car.
my car. What about
Get out
suddenly?
of my dreams.
In the backseat, baby.
Into
Get
my
in.
car.
Suddenly, he's got suddenly his slogan.
Oh yes,
That's a
yes.
classic.
Oh,
Suddenly,
Yes.
man.
Suddenly,
I'll
life
listen.
is meaning to me.
Yeah.
It's so
Billy
that's
Oceans.
booty up above.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good. Oh wow, that's
wake up suddenly.
sorry.
Yeah.
I just sorry, it just Googled me.
Shit.
32,000. 32,000. You get 3 songs. You gotta put them in a hotel, and you gotta fly them into wherever the wedding was. So the wedding was in California, and I thought at one
We
point
should just do that for a random night.
Yeah. Well,
32,000. That's nothing. That's a weekend. That's what we make it.
I think you just you gave me the answer to the next question.
What
What would you do if you found a bag or a jacket with $42,000 in it? I'm having Billy Ocean come to my house and perform for me in my barbecue while I'm grilling.
Just you.
Just me.
Dude, that's the best gift because it's like, what'd you do? I rented Billy Ocean. I mean, I didn't spend it. I just spent it.
It's good times.
That, you know what, Joe? Bravo, brother. That was that was great. That was great.
That's what I'm doing.
I'd be so mad. Like, bro, I didn't get an invite. No, you can watch it on the gram. Watch it on my stories.
Yep.
No.
It's funny because I'll go live and
Yeah.
When I jump
But
in
it's
the pool,
just you grilling, but you hear like Billy Ocean in the back. Like,
for Aaron's birthday, when I jump in the pool, I'll have Billy Ocean singing in the background.
as you're jumping.
Yes.
no, but he's gonna be eating while he's singing in my place. He's like, oh, my dream.
You made him sound like Luther Vandross.
Oh, Luther.
That'd be horrible. Like, get Billy Ocean and like request all like Luther songs, like all wrong songs.
That was like me and was that Tiffany?
Song.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, too
no,
long,
Debbie
never
Gibson.
gonna give you up.
Never gonna. I'm sorry. There was 2 verses in my head. Never gonna give you up.
Yeah.
Gonna hold you in my arms forever. Sorry, I don't know why that just popped into my head.
It's not me.
We're gonna be doing all the songs from that slow jam commercial. That used to come on at midnight.
2 in the morning,
When
3
you
in the
leave
morning.
the TV on and you hear it. Do that one. I've been waiting for a girl like you. Cherish the life we had.
Oh, shit. Billy Ocean went up. Billy Ocean went up. He's 40,000 to 75,000 now.
Pandemic.
Wow.
We still got him
I
covered.
still got him covered. Still got $2,000 to spare.
Hold on. Frequently asked questions about Billy Ocean. Will Billy Ocean do a virtual event during COVID-19? Is Billy Ocean available to work my event? How much is Billy Ocean charging for events? And how did I contact Billy Ocean agent for manager?
Damn, he's still making money. Those are recent searches.
Yeah. Will Billy Ocean do an event on the ocean?
Ooh, I would think, but again, you have to fly him down.
Ocean on the ocean. Yeah.
And then they're giving him like 6 classic hits. And I'm not even saying the 3 we came up, they're giving him more.
Who's the other Ocean? The recent guy, the younger
Frank
artist.
Ocean. Oh, Frank Ocean.
Frank
Billy
Ocean.
Ocean.
Billy Ocean on the ocean.
Ocean
Frank-
Drive.
Then we did
There
the
you
kick the girl in the head when he jumped across the stage. Remember the
go.
MTV award?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was Miguel.
Franco.
That was genuine.
Yeah.
No, that was
No,
Miguel.
Miguel,
Miguel.
yeah. He did that
Miguel drop
run.
kicked. That's classic.
One of the best scenes. I was like, wait a minute, did he just paralyze her?
Yeah. He
And then kept singing?
yeah. He doofed right in the like.
Not like, are you okay?
How does that feel as a fan? Like, you know what I mean? She's probably like in love with this guy. Is she like a battered girlfriend? Like, he didn't mean it, you know? But I still love him.
No, she had to have. That's a story to tell. Like, you know, I went to this concert. He fucking drop kicked me.
MTV. I'm suing him. I'm suing everybody. Are you fucking kidding? He drop kicked, bro. He drop kicked her in the head.
Yeah, but she didn't
He
sue him.
completely missed.
She didn't sue him. They brought her backstage and took pictures and gave her some ice. They put a raw steak on her face. And
Miguel is amazing.
That would never happen on a Billy Ocean concert. Let me just tell you.
Billy Ocean ain't gonna run and do a split.
Billy Ocean ain't drop kicking anybody, so
he's not
telling you safe at my event.
Front row.
And Google Billy Ocean right now. He doesn't look. He's old and gray. He has a beard. He has locks. He's not original Billy.
Sing the songs anymore.
He's like,
get out of my dreams.
Billy. Hey, Billy.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Sorry. Get out of my dreams.
Let me tell you something. I find 42.
My retirement home.
I'm ready to
Oh, my Lord.
Man, I'm spending on alcohol, and I'm gonna have the best fucking night for everybody to have a good time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Charlie, watch it.
Real quick. Well, no. Miguel did get sued for that. It was 2 years later.
Yeah, how much?
See?
How much?
That's the sleeper.
Yeah, the neck. That's when the neck starts.
I told you.
Oh,
That's that like that 9/11 shit. Like, oh shit, I can't can't breathe now.
She got into a car accident 2 years later. She's like, fucking Miguel.
Fucking Miguel.
People don't know. I was arrested at the Boys to Men concert. But anyway, I got handcuffs, and still to this day. So not only was my finger dislocated, the pinky, but my right hand. It's when I'm cold, it's like numb, and the officer had the cuffs on me so tight. I was like, bro, it's a Boys to Men concert. You have to have the cuffs on me this tight. Shut up. I'm like, all right. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Are you gonna sue Boys to Men for those days when it's raining and you have arthritis?
No, but I would sue the New Jersey department if I didn't do what I did. But I would have. But what happened?
What happened was.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, but like you should see Boys to Men in concert. They're really good.
I hear. Is it all four of them still or no? Right, the one guy doesn't.
Nah, the guy with the bass. He had like sickle. No, sorry, that's T-Bot. That's that sickle cell.
He had like cancer or something, or
no,
on his throat.
Rare thing. But then he was like, I don't want to make the money they're making. I'm like, they have jobs. What are you talking? He's like, I don't want to be there unless we're doing like the big old school Boys to Men. I was like,
oh, gotcha.
Because remember, that's a battle that should happen. People don't respect Boys to Men as much as they should. And I'm gonna just 2 seconds. I'll get off my soapbox for a second. But NSYNC and I won't even count 90 Degrees, but just put NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
They were made because they saw what the Silks, the Drew Hills, and like and then all those bands. But then Boys to Men were taking the white dollars, like the good money. Like because Boys to Men could play in any station. Everybody forgets back in the day, if you were R&B, you only played on one station.
One or two stations. Two stations in New York. Most places,
that's it.
But that's because
107, 5.1 or 1.5.
WBLS and
WBL
Kiss FM.
Mm-hmm. That's because white people love acapella.
They do. They do. They do.
Where's the lie?
Where's the lie?
Like,
I'll wait.
Back. And so, no offense to white people that like
none at all. I love it too, but it's.
But they still held. So Boyz II Men was able to go fucking. I don't want to say they're one of the first, but they were definitely up there. But like the Mariah Careys and the Whitney Houstons, they were able to just go back and forth, and they didn't have a lot of those. You know, Jodeci was like Jodeci's not playing on Z100, like
That's true.
That until you got on MTV, then you could go over to the other side. Yeah. But if you didn't perform on MTV, you're still killing it. Yeah. You weren't allowed to. They just didn't put you in.
And they
John-
they crossed over quick. They took off, and I think a lot of it too had to do with their connection with Belle Biv DeVoe, and them, because they were the first really to
Yeah,
get
yeah.
that big, huge, kind of crowd. So I think that
I was
helped.
like, yeah, that was too aggressive. Like, we can't have Bobby coming in our rooms and having a good time. It's my prerogative.
Yeah.
Shaking the shit all over the thing. Hold
Mhm.
on. Won't get crazy.
Yeah. And that was
Boyz
the
II
other thing, yeah.
At edge like that, just singing and have a good
Mhm.
time, crying, making it. Oh, can we get some old school R&B the way it used to be?
I miss that.
Oh,
Oh man.
sorry, we went on a trip. Sorry.
No.
That's another good topic to talk about, like R&B. Which was your go-to group to listen to? Because in high school,
I got a couple.
That's a tough.
In high school, I had a CD
With
ready to go.
droppers. There was a couple that were
yeah.
droppers.
Are we saving that for next week? We're gonna go with that right now.
I got mine off the. I got mine right now. I
Mine
can tell you.
also.
Okay.
Mine was the first 112 album.
Okay.
Drop that, and I'm telling you that was the one. That was
The
the
whole
drop.
The first album.
Yeah. The first album.
I'm gonna have to go with for me anyway, was Blackstreet. That was on heavy rotation when that first
But no diggity.
Yeah,
that was on the No Diggity album, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you meant the song.
Oh,
I mean, the song was a shit too. Like,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but yeah, that one. Damn, there's too many though. You had Keith Sweat.
Yeah, there was.
No,
Guy.
So I remember I was in college and Keith Sweat. I almost had sex with a girl on the dance floor. She was this little white chick, and she was chatting. She's like, "You want to have sex with me on the dance floor?" I was like,
"Shout out dance floor."
We had one. She like, can have sex with me, right? Like,
she slid into the side.
No, but again, in my mind, I was just like, she had pants on. I was like, how do you do?
Yeah.
Never mind.
I was like, is that not assault? And so I'm like,
You're right.
I'm like, I don't think we can.
People around.
I'm looking at. There's people around us. There's on. You don't have a dress on. I'm looking at everything going on.
Before he left for work, I haven't touched his bed.
What are you talking about, Dad? What, on the dance floor? What's Uncle Ro talking about?
He found out I cut off 2 of his penises.
Joe, the drum again. Come on, Joe.
It doesn't count. You won't hear it. I have to. There you go. I have to start talking first.
You hear it?
Oh, this guy.
I have to.
But yeah, I remember he sweat and like, because everybody could say, yeah, you know that, man. Like that's how.
That's how you get in the air.
No,
but mine is the 112 album, also the first one, because that album,
the whole album. They'll say the whole album.
The album.
You play the album, and by the
we didn't listen to albums back then.
You
Singles. They dropped singles, and then
albums. I listen to the whole albums. You
remember we had CDs, so you play the CD, you put the CD in, and by the fourth song,
the 112 album was not a good album. That there's hot songs in there. For the whole album.
Crazy.
The album, there was.
Crazy.
You're gonna make me look it up now, but there was like 5 to 6 bangers on there, and the other ones were doable.
They had
I gotta
five
go back
singles
and
that
listen,
came
'cause
off
I'll be
the
honest
album.
with you,
They
I
had
only-
like 5 singles that came
Yeah.
off the album.
I only know the singles. I don't think I ever listened to the album, but I'll go back.
Exactly. I go hard on the singles, but not album
know.
worthy.
The album had like 5 singles.
Yeah.
Trust me, the album had like 5 singles. So you're like, oh.
See,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna Google it. And it had Cupid on there. It had Only You. It had Come With Me. It had that one song with Faith Evans that was ridiculous. There was a song with Faith Evans on there. Look, he's looking it up now.
He's gonna Google it. Yeah. There's no way you telling him about black music.
And then don't even get. And then the second album was all hits. with peaches and cream and all that. That's how I got my wife.
It wasn't like, what are you talking about?
Me was on the second album.
Mm-hmm.
They had 2 joints on the second album. They had 2
What are
pieces.
you talking about?
This matter of fact, this is what they give you. Oh, you know what, Charlie? They have the.
We're arguing about
Oh, my
112 when placed well.
Room
112 hotel balcony.
The first floor.
You're in the parking lot.
18 songs in the track. My point is they had 6 songs on an 18-song track. That's my point.
But that was the thing back in those days. Every album had 20 songs on it. So you
Lauren,
5-6 songs.
Wu-Tang? Are you kidding me? We want to do this? Let's just stick to
R&B and
okay. Let's just stick to R&B. But I think certain albums laid the platform or laid the blueprint for how you can't just throw out fucking a couple of bangers on a song. Your album had to be tight. And we should actually go into that. Who are tightest albums of all time? And then we'll talk about those.
Well, then I think Mariah's going to knock out a lot of people.
That's a whole nother story.
Michael
But let's
Jackson off the wall.
Boys to Men, you can play their first
BBD,
album. You can play their second
Ghost
album
Family.
back. I will say that. I will say this off the top of my head. Boys to Men, you can play both the first and second album back.
No way.
The first one, I'll give you that
First
one. You
album is fire. Fire.
play the
Second
full-
one is there's too
Second one
many.
was okay.
There's an easy Boys to Men,
Diddleys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
Take that
when it
love
comes
shit in
to
my R&B.
Love.
fire.
Shit,
Fire.
man.
There's
Listen,
a way.
I will put Boys to Men up in
Let's put
112
it out there
today.
on
I will
the
put Boys to Men
internet. I
up in
think we
112 today, and they will
Hey.
crush
wait, hold on.
112.
I'll give you one. The freaking MTV Unplugged with Jodeci, I'll Be Sure,
Oh, yeah.
Big Daddy
That's fucking-
Kane.
that's
That
great.
fucking CD. I know it's not a one person's album, but that one is magic.
Jodeci Unplugged is
Well, a
fucking
lot
great.
of the unplugged,
Yeah.
all of the unplugged,
All the
sounds like with
Unplugged.
everybody, were
Yeah.
so well produced and well done. Yeah,
JD with the Roots, that's fucking classic.
Kurt
That album,
Cobain.
Jaguar
the
Rock,
Nirvana
and,
one.
he became big because what's him show up? That was fucking great.
Yeah,
Yeah. But to go back a little bit with what Ro was saying with the Boys to Men and what me and Ed was saying with the 112 and like the way he categorized it, it was a dropper. See, I was playing Boys to Men to get them to drop. I was playing, 112 to get them to drop. I was playing
But then
Boys
you put
to Men to make up to them.
That's
To
right.
keep them.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
there's a difference.
I was playing
There's a
Jodeci
difference.
when I was about to smash.
So if you were my college roommate,
wanna
if
freak
you heard
you.
112, if you heard Boys to Men on, I was smashing. You knew in junior college when Boys to Men was on, they already knew. You asked my roommates, they already knew like, yo, Ro was smashing.
but
I was
I think definitely we should put that out there for the audience, for that, put it on the internet, and we could revisit this. But what albums? What were your smashing albums? What were the albums that you put on? And then we want to hear from the ladies too. Like what what
Got
did
you
you
going.
hear? Yeah, what got you
What
going?
did you hear?
Well, I guess
What
what
were
you
the worst? What were the
That's
worst songs a guy has put on when he's smashing it? When he thought it
pounding you
was,
out.
like,
Okay, I can do this.
right?
Or maybe they were smashing dudes. You never know. Chicks
Yeah,
are-
maybe they got their own. Oh yeah, I used to play some Bon Jovi.
Red Light District. Red Light District. They put on that TLC.
How
Pour some
old-
sugar on me, Guns N' Roses. I'm like,
how old are
yeah,
these girls?
Yeah,
Girls,
look, some of them nights on the Lower East Side. Hey, honey, you coming home with me?
yeah.
Living on a prayer tonight.
yes, sir.
There's a double album he had that was classic. But
Who?
yeah, I can never R. Kelly. But you can never listen to any.
Oh, R.
I
Kelly.
have all his songs.
12 play,
All right.
12 play, fucking great. 12 play is great.
Yeah, that was great, but can never go back. And anytime like it comes on in my playlist from my USB drive, and I'm like, skip, just because I can't.
We're talking about the old stuff.
Anything R. Kelly. like just
Yeah,
because of like the situation.
Yeah.
But and it kind of goes with like cancel culture when you talk about that's how you really cancel someone. Like you stop. Like I stopped listening to him just because I can't think about. He profited off of this, and then whatever the case may be. But yeah,
Keep to my ignition.
Yeah, well, all of that, it just sucks because you can't listen to it now and be like enjoy it without thinking about what he did.
Fuck! Aaron Hall's album with "Missing You" on it. That one.
I miss you. Yeah.
An album,
baby, huh?
They just had singles though. They never had albums. They were those guys are singles. Like even
either way, it was still a good album.
Bad, like they were great. Like, but they just had a couple of singles. That was it. You had to remember because you could buy the 1 or 3.
Yeah, you was, but there was some that there were albums like. And I go back to 112. Those first 2 albums, like
a lot of classics. I respect Drew Hill.
Drew Hill's album, and Cisco's first album is a classic. There was songs on that.
So you got to remember too, back then we didn't consume music as fast as we do now. So if you got an album that say had 5 hits or 4 hits on it, right? You're still going to listen to the whole thing, and you can have like another year or 2 before that artist drops another one.
Yeah.
So a lot of these songs end up growing on you, and if you have experiences with them, you're like, man, that was a fucking good album. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they weren't all hits, but it was still a good album. You know what I mean? Some were trash. I mean, I can go into some really bad ones, but I would say 112 is a good album. You know, I didn't listen to
Drew
it.
Hill,
Just going off those, like
yeah. If I played it, you'd be like, oh. I you know what? But there's also bias because different albums or songs mean different things to people. Like, so it brings me to a certain time. Like, so I remember, the entire CD and what I was doing at this moment and a certain time in my life. So some of those albums, like the Cisco album and all that, like were my first trips to Miami as a young man. And so that was the soundtrack to that. Like Joe, when me and you and Colin went to Puerto Rico, the Kanye album, Graduation, that was the soundtrack to that. So it means something else to us than it would to anybody else.
Yeah. But I mean, I also get what Rose point to, that there were some that were just undeniable smashes, like a Lauryn Hill, Miseducation, where it's like every song, like they are those, but those are the ones that are set above everyone else, the classics.
Set those aside. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I remember from my white folks out there, Alanis Morissette's album, they said 1 out of every 3 people own that album. Jagged Little Pill. And that's
huge when it came.
That's crazy.
Like how albums work. And then Lauryn Hill dropped the Miseducation. I mean, sorry, let's go back to Fugees first, right? And the
Fugees.
Huge.
That wasn't even us, but that was us. Because I remember down at the Wave, the Fugees and Wu-Tang performed the same night. You couldn't even get on the fucking block. Like, it was so fucking crazy as a kid. And I was like, yo, but I felt like Fugees was a part of Staten Island almost in a way, in terms of like that growth that was coming up mainstream, like that Wu-Tang energy. It was like all intertwined together.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. But then you also had grunge. What's the name? Rest in peace.
Nirvana, Kurt Cobain.
Yeah. Fucking huge.
The Cave on St. Remember the Cave.
Oh my gosh.
Thunderground.
The Thunderground.
Yeah, that was like a sketchy, like rocker, like, or grunge one night, one night. I was like, yeah, let me know when there's like something just in the middle. And
they used to have big acts though. All these big acts used to come to Staten Island.
People forget, like Wave now storage unit for some shit now. I was like, these were clubs that like people shut down the block.
Yeah.
So upset about Stadium, how Wu-Tang hasn't performed one time. Not one person from Wu-Tang has ever performed. Well, we can't control the. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's Staten Island. Like, why are we running? Oh, this borough should be ran. like I get pissed. Every time I go get a haircut at the barbershop, ever since I went to visit my friend up, sorry, I'm been drinking.
Yeah, I see that.
But sorry, the green, I have a green hoodie I wear. I don't know where that the state I'm trying to talk about, but where the Nike's at.
Portland?
Oregon.
All right, I'm back.
Trail.
So I went to go visit my friend in Oregon, and I'll never forget when I did a city bike and everything. Like Nike owns fucking everything, and the city bike is Nike, and this is Nike. It's like orange bikes and this and that, and so everything you see, like the town, Nike, it's Nike town. And so I always argued, I'm like, why isn't Staten Island Wu-Tang town? Like, honestly, like, why aren't they all like plastered all over the place?
Yeah, it should say like "Welcome to Shaolin" when you're driving. You know, like on Brooklyn.
I always said that the big the hill I used to play up in Stapleton. There was this mountain. We called it Harmon's Hill, but you can see it from like if you're on the boat. You know how they have the Hollywood sign? They should put fucking Shaolin right up there, big giant.
Yeah. That's how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
It's so funny that you say that because at my job, I'm known as Shaolin because I'm from Staten Island. So that's what they call me at work.
That's funny.
The problem is Staten Island's so fucking racist, they'll never allow it.
Yeah, exactly.
Evan said it on me.
You'll see mob wives up there before you see
Yeah.
That is true. You will definitely see mob. You know what? You probably could get mob wives up there tomorrow before you get that.
That's true.
But again, that's the other side of Staten Island. So you do mob wives.
Yeah, do it on the other side of the mountain. So people from Jersey can see that.
That's so funny, right? Because all that stuff was going on when I first moved down here to Florida, Jersey Shore, mob wives. And people would ask me, are they acting or is that the way I said, unfortunately, that's the way they
fucking real. That's
yeah.
That's it.
It's so hard for people to get that when you're like, no, that's how it is. It's worse.
Yeah. That's kind of toned down. They kind of took it down on it. Fellas, so we're losing time. Let's get to the main topic, which was originally going to be about if Hollywood was shooting a biopic about your life, who would play you in that movie, TV series, whatever it is that they're doing? And if you have a supporting cast, who plays in your supporting cast? So I know Joe's prepared and he's chomping at the bit. So Joe, I'm a Hollywood producer. I come to you. I want to make a movie about you. Who's playing you and what's the movie about?
So I thought about it and I said, I would do the story of this podcast, how it came about and who would play me, who would play you guys. And I said, it's going to be a comedy, but I'm going to switch things up. I'm going to do an all-female cast, kind of how they did with Ghostbusters.
The Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Right.
Well, that one well.
Right. So the person who would play me, I'm gonna start with myself, would be Melissa McCarthy. Big star. She's funny, leading lady. She's kind of wacky like me sometimes off the cuff, and she really commits to her characters, kind of very cold front-esque. So Melissa McCarthy would play me. For Roger, I have Tiffany Haddish. She's
nice, good choice.
She's good looking. She's good looking. She's funny. She works with a lot of white people. Tries her hand at stand up. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think she would nail a good role. Pause. For Evan, I have Kate McKinnon. If you don't know, that's the girl from SNL and Ghostbusters, the tall one. They're both tall. Blondie hair. They do terrible accents. I don't know if it's an accent or if that's how she speaks.
Right, that's an accent.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how she does it.
So got so Kate McKinnon for Ev. I think she can nail it. And then for Charlie, I have Amy Poehler. Lovable, cute, funny. Who doesn't love Amy Poehler? You can count on her every time to deliver. She's consistent, and I mean that's Charlie every time on the podcast. And then the only two I have left, and they're not here, but have been on the podcast, are Andre and Sean. For Sean, I picked Maya Rudolph because
she could do anything.
Yeah, she could do anything. She's all over the place. You can expect the unexpected with her. And then for Dre, we got Leslie Jones.
Because you better not hear this.
That's great.
No offense. There's a reason why, because Leslie Jones, a lot of times her characters come across as angry and mad, but really she's like really sweet and hilarious and lovable. So, and that's Dre. Like, Dre does the good angry black man routine, but he's really not. He's a big teddy bear. And yeah, that's my cast, and they will play us in the beginnings of this podcast and how we got to be where we are today. I don't know how it ends yet. They probably get canceled.
They definitely get canceled.
We're talking about a 3-penis baby boy. Somebody drops off a 3-penis baby boy at their apartment.
That's how it starts. That's how the movie starts. So what do we do with all these peni? I don't know.
Oh, he's peeing again.
It's coming from everywhere.
Turn the fan off. Yes, that's what I got.
It'd be a remake to 3 Men and a Baby, but it would be 3 penises and a baby. And it's the cast of females that raise.
There you go. That's the name of it. 3 peni and a baby.
Oh, it's funny. And we just gotta have a dead kid in the back.
Why?
What?
The 3 Men and the Baby. You don't know the story, the urban legend,
The
Ghost?
the ghost.
the ghost.
Yeah.
In the curtain.
Yeah,
In the window.
it turns out to be like who was it?
The cutout tent dancing promo or Steve Gutenberg, one of them.
That's what they want you to think.
That's what you want.
Oh, shout out to Steve Gutenberg. Where are you?
He was in the live earlier.
Bro. I
Can
told
we
you.
give him the lieutenant?
He hopped.
Sugar Steve.
Him and Sugar Steve hopped in the live earlier.
Police Academy.
Just get ready for the next police academy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be ready. It's coming, bro. It's fucking coming hard. It's coming hard. Fuck.
We're gonna produce it. We're gonna produce it. Right after we do a weekend at Jerome's.
Yes. Honestly, you guys are sleeping on it.
I think about that all the time, but I think we should have the movie studio Bloomhouse produce it. They do all the horror movies, and I'm telling you do it like that, like how they did Fantasy Island, the remake. You do it like that, like a weekend at Jerome's, but like he starts rotting and all the things that go wrong with hiding a corpse.
When do they do?
Have you not seen Fantasy Island?
No. When did they do that?
Is that the one with Val Kilmer?
Ooh.
Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer was in that?
No, you're thinking of Island of Dr. Moreau.
Okay.
This came out last year or the year before.
Dr. Moreau? Holy shit.
This came out like last year. What's the guy's name? Spanish guy. Now that I think about it, he could play you, Joe. And the guy that was in Ant-Man. I forget his name. It's funny cat. It was a remake of the remake of Chips.
Not Carlos Mencia.
No.
The guy from that's in Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
He's in the new
Dora
Tom
the Explorer.
Yeah.
But anyway, they did a remake of Fantasy Island, but it's like a horror. It was actually pretty good. I think,
Michael
I think
Pena.
you told me about
yeah,
it.
Michael
Pena.
Pena.
Michael Pena.
Wait, see, Charlie's like he makes a great producer. He's got
know
the
what?
computer
So
there.
now
He's got
I'm
all
just
the
writing
info.
this in.
Way to go, Charlie.
Michael Pena is going to play Charlie in my movie.
So that's your first.
Cross out somebody. Yeah. So I might as well go into mine. So mine is originally I was gonna go big budget and try to get a fat Leo to play myself. And be like, Leo, just hop right in. You ain't gotta do no exercise and no training. Just come right in and do some bad accents and you can play me. Keep the last couple movies you were using the N-word a lot.
Yeah.
I want you to keep that intensity. You're gonna need it for this.
For this role.
Film. For this role. Trust me. No, but then I was thinking, my story is more like a Lifetime movie, made for TV, like 9:00-ish. So I'm gonna go like that route, and my movie is gonna be
9:00-ish.
Yeah, different. If it comes on earlier, it's a little more friendly.
Yeah.
It's a little more 9:00. You can throw a little more into it. Yeah, a little more adult subject matter. Yeah. So, mine's gonna be about my origin story. Growing up and then meeting you guys.
Origin story.
Yes. Now that you think about it, wait, gotta rewrite this. Okay, so Hugh Jackman plays me. No, so I'm gonna go with in the lead role, playing myself is John Stamos. He is no stranger to Lifetime movies, so I mean it's just a natural fit. So I got John Stamos playing me. So along the way, I meet a young Ro Carter, played by Malik Yoba.
Oh, I hate you.
I knew you would like that, so I just think he would nail the character.
Yeah, he would.
Really, know what to do. And then along the way, so I meet Malik Yoba playing basketball down in Trinity and Grand Street, and then I meet Mr. Joe Diaz, played by Louis Guzman, who shaves his head. He's very angry in this film, and then
he's got his eyebrows. Got the
look at you already done it. It's perfect. Hey, Carlito, what the fuck, man? He keeps calling me Carlito. Then we meet Sean, played by Dizzy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony. His acting debut. He's gonna come out.
He sing raps every line.
Yeah. You go to the store. But the whole film is narrated by our good friend Colin, played by Morgan Freeman. You never see him, but he narrates the whole film.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. We meet Charlie, now played by Michael Pena. Originally, I had Sean Astin from Lord of the Rings,
nice.
Goonies, Samwise. Yeah.
Genji.
But I like Michael Pena, keep it stereotypical.
Yeah.
One of the first characters we meet is Andre, because early on, Andre is actually I know him the longest out of anybody here. He lived around the corner from me, and that's going to be played by, this is going to shock a lot of people, but I'm going to go with Tracy Morgan to play Andre. Everybody would think, I would get, a big guy, big lovable guy. No, I think Tracy Morgan breaks something.
All right. Yeah, a little comedy that they're totally not the same. All right.
It has totally miscasted, but
yeah,
I needed to get him.
But I think it would be funny though. I think it would work.
Now the movie's funny. Otherwise,
yeah, you had
and then we got a
John
side
Stamos
character.
and Malik Yoba playing basketball.
Yeah, it's great.
No one wants to watch that game. No.
It's gonna be good. Oh, we're gonna do special effects. Yeah, I ever watched like a TV show when they do a basketball game and like the hoop's like fucking 6 feet. So yeah, it's gonna be us. Like
or they shoot it terribly, like
yeah,
and then they do the cut shot where it goes in, like different angle. The daylight is different.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be a totally different court. Like, how is there a crowd now? But yeah, and then I got one minor character, supporting character. This is gonna be Nick. He comes in later on in the film, and that's played by the guy from from the Tom Hanks movie about the boat. And it's gonna be the guy who says, "I'm the captain now."
I'm the captain now.
Yo,
it's gonna be Nick. That's all he says. But like, it's gonna be like random. Like Morgan Freeman's gonna be like, "And I introduced Evan to Nick." He's gonna be like, "I'm the captain now." So
wait, was that you? Was that you, Tracy Morgan?
That was both of them. No, that was Morgan Freeman and
Morgan
Freeman now guy.
Was that both of you coming together? Is that what? I'm
the captain now.
And then Sean popped his collar one more time.
Exactly.
We can do a remake of that scene, like in a.
Oh
that,
yeah, that would be good.
We'll have everyone play someone else. No one plays themselves.
Yeah.
Like you at Roke,
recreate different stories in our lives. That would be great.
Oh man.
All right. I guess I'll go now.
What you got, bro?
So last episode I talked about that we still haven't posted yet on Spotify. He'll get to that. Anyway,
that's my bad.
I'm going to be jumping the Ace Hotel soon, the pool. So I want to make this about me jumping the pool.
Good.
So starts with us talking about me jumping the pool on the Woken podcast. This I have here today. I'll add Dre in and Sean. Everybody else can suck it. You guys are great. And then I've cast Aaron as well. So the only people I've cast is the four of us, Sean and Aaron and Dre. Here we go. So Charlie will be played by John Leguizamo.
That's good.
Thought that was good.
He could do it. I think he would nail it.
Dre is played by Anthony Anderson because he just thinks that's his.
His spirit actor.
Why Dre thinks like that's like his sexy, like his other style of who he would be if he was a celebrity. Like I'm like, of all people, like that's the guy you're going for. All right. You guys are definitely like 100 pounds separate from each other. He lost
about 2 feet too.
Yeah. But that's him. Joe, check this one out. Kevin James.
Ooh,
okay.
Good one. Have you seen Kevin James with the beard and all that?
Yeah, I'm not.
Bald Kevin James.
No,
yeah.
I don't mean to white cast you there, but I think
whitewash him.
It's all good.
I'm going with Aaron Christian Slater. Still got the hair.
Yeah.
You know?
That's fun.
Now, Sean, I'm over the place with this one because you just don't know what Sean's gonna do. So I needed someone who can has range. Has range. And so Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. And I hate to give it
that's great.
That's a guy. You need somebody with range.
Yeah, that is such a good.
He doesn't get a lot of lines, but yeah, when he does, he delivers.
Delivers.
Great.
That's what this one does. You never know what you're gonna get from this
Why don't you pop your collar, bro? You get that all dramatic.
And then, so I'm stuck with Evan. I have to, and maybe this will leave it up for the team here. Two people that I had in mind for Evan, either Adam Sandler or John Turturro.
Or John. I like John Turturro.
I like John.
Yeah, I like John Turturro. I think he
Can
can.
he bring the bowling ball up?
Yeah,
that would be his thing.
Yeah.
I think I got a solid
Wait,
cast.
who was you? Did you pick yourself?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's hear. Is it a white guy? We're whitewashing this. We already got
He's like Jimmy Fallon.
So here's the thing. I had to decide: do I want this guy to be as popular, like for the movie? Do I want you to pay attention to my story, or do you want to pay attention to the celebrity? So I have two actors for me as well, and that's on a voting. From the movie The Last Dragon, I wanted to have Leroy play me, or hold on, or Aaron always made this joke when I was a little heavier. He was like, "You look like an overweight Don Cheadle," and I was like, "Fuck you."
Yes.
But that's a good one.
Yes.
It's either Don Cheadle or
Don Cheadle.
No, overweight Don Cheadle. You gotta be
Don
specific.
Cheadle. Great.
for jump in the pool.
Had I gone with a male role, I had Cuba Gooding Jr. for you.
That's what I have for him.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I whitewashed Charlie, and I had Rick Moranis for him.
I like
That was as far as I got. Then I thought of Ghostbusters, and then I got the ideas for the girls.
All right, so my cast is just based on a road trip. Just these guys together and just road tripping it throughout the country.
Nice.
I like that.
So for Joe, I had Louis Guzman also. So
Louis Guzman getting some work.
I have Louis Guzman for Joe. For Ev, I had Keanu Reeves.
Nice.
I just the accent that he does, it sometimes reminds me of Keanu Reeves.
I am an FBI.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had Keanu Reeves and
Hit my first tube today, sir.
That's a good one, Charlie.
see you does it good. And then for Ro, I had Cuba Gooding Jr.
Nice.
Now for Dre and for Sean, Sean like he's just all over the place. So you just need that person. I had Terrence Howard for Sean.
Nice. I like Terrence.
I like
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
I had Terrence, and for Dre, I didn't want to go with the obvious, but I want to keep Anthony Anderson because I know that's who he knows. So I want to keep it in that realm. So I picked Greg Robinson for Dre.
Nice. That's another good one.
And we're all together in an RV just going across the country. That's one hell of a trip right there.
Myself,
That's a good movie.
Who's yourself?
Myself, I would be John Leguizamo.
Are they? I knew it.
See?
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude,
He's the reason why I went back to LA to act, man.
John Leguizamo?
I saw his one-man show off Broadway, and I forget who.
Yeah.
It was a Tina. I went to see him, and I was like, I have to go out and do that. And there was a scene, and he was talking about how he was with Al Pacino, right? And he's talking about all the movies he did, and like I had the line, and I just ad-libbed the line. They were like, "Don't fucking do that," and I fucking did it anyway, and then it just helped my career. So he's talking about the one with Al Pacino and at the end of Carlito's Way.
Carlito's Way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he gets in and was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Don't fucking." He's like, "You're a clown. You're a fucking clown." So that it's a clown is the name of the show. You're a clown, whatever.
Mhm.
And that's what he called him. Al Pacino called him a clown because he was doing. And then Kurt Russell with that military movie. Remember they have to save from the plane, whatever. They have they're in together, and he's like part of the SWAT team. Come in, either whatever. Okay. And so there's a scene. He's working with Kurt Russell. Kurt's like, "Don't say that line. Don't say that line." And he's like, I was like, "No, I think it's better if I could say it this way." And he's like, "It's like action." And I fucking don't say the line. I say my own version, and like boom, and then my career took off. And he talks about in that whole thing. He's like, you gotta be able to you only have one time in your life when you're in these scenes, and like we just read it off the paper. sometimes it doesn't read well, but you have to read your personality. And I was like, blew my mind how in depth he was as an actor. And so I always respect him. Like people forget Spawn, he was a clown. Like like that character at that time, we weren't ready for that, right? Spawn, I don't think anybody was. People forget that was the original like black superhero. Like that was, well, it wasn't like a hero per se. And then Blade came in later, but that was a period piece because HBO allowed that. It was very risky, and his whole character was very just whoa in your face. Because that was also when Lee's son, Bruce Lee's son did what was the Crow, right?
The Crow, and he got shot.
I think those dark kind of characters. And Batman, but not as dark. Like I guess at that time. But so all those periods started coming in, and then that one just like took off, and I was like, oh, it's great.
It's funny that you mentioned Spawn. Me and Eric, we were guests on a podcast, and the topic was movies that they should have done a sequel for that they didn't, and I picked Spawn because I was like, it was the shit. I don't know, in my opinion. Like I love the comic book, and then the movie was, they fucking nailed it. And I wanted more, but that was it. They just let it fall to the wayside. But as far as John Leguizamo though, I don't know if you've seen his first specials that he had like back in the day, what kind of took his career off, or his first stand-up specials where he talks about growing up in like in the hood and Puerto Rican neighborhood. He's not Puerto Rican, but he grew up in a Puerto Rican neighborhood. He's like Salvadorian or some shit like that. But you know, he grew up in
frozen.
What's that? Am I
you
frozen?
were frozen half the time.
Oh. I think that may be your Wi-Fi, Ro. You've been chopped. No, you guys can't hear me?
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, it's going in and out.
I'm dying. That's what my battery. So.
Well, I think we've done enough.
Yeah, we're at 2 hours.
So, I mean,
yeah. So, but either way,
wow,
his shit was hilarious. Go check out his first things. They're genius. He does stand up and acting and Broadway.
I think Pest was one of them.
Yeah, Pest was one of them.
Yeah. He had a couple of classics.
I think it was the first one, something about my mother or something like that. I forget what it was called.
Or Freak Show. He did something,
Freak Show.
Freak Show. Yeah.
A couple of them.
But one of my favorite characters of his is Benny Blanco from the Bronx in Carlito's Way. He played that part so good.
Everybody loves that character, like, you know.
Right. Well, the up and comer who idolizes somebody but has bravado, when it ends up being Carlito's downfall because he didn't recognize this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was such a minor thing to Carlito, but to Benny Blanco, it's huge, and he was just dissed by his idol, and you capture that in the small thing. Yeah. In just a few small scenes, you see all of that. So that, definitely give him props for that.
And it's like what Rose said. I mean, he made that character memorable. If you probably would have read it the way it was written, you wouldn't have, it would all been about Al Pacino. Yeah.
No clue. Yeah. Benny Blanco for the Bronx, you got to sell that, and so that's the hardest thing. Like when you're an actor, it's like, hey, do I read off the script or do I like ad lib a little bit? Do I have like my first couple of roles? Now I'm working with Al Pacino. Can I fucking even like?
Right. Well, that's the thing as an actor with developing the characters. Like they give you somebody and say, okay, this is it. As an actor, you have to take it and be like, okay, well, maybe this guy's gone through this and gone through that, and you got to do all that and portray that in a few short lines. Yeah. So
let me ask you this: do you think Al Pacino is good enough of an actor that he did that on purpose to make him have the same feelings as his character? Like, I just got dejected and played by my hero or someone I look up to, and that will kind of bleed into the character. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. But some of these actors, these method actors, are weird like that.
I think so. I think I don't know. It comes across well in the film.
Here's the only thing I would say with that. De Niro was married to a black woman, so he has to adjust a little differently. And living in Hollywood and meeting people that are interracial relationships, they understand both sides. So you're asking about a movie that's early 80s? that movie is. And so are actors respecting each other as actors, as thespians? That's the question I have to ask myself. If they are, then yes, you're 100% right. But again, I'm not saying Al Pacino has a kind of, again, you're coming off Godfather, right? You're coming off Scar, you know what I'm saying? It's
He might not even care. He's just.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a racial aspect. I'm just saying, like, in terms of, like, I'm seeing you as, like, another peer to me. There's levels to shit, right? We always say that.
Well, I think the good actors do that. Like, and I think Pacino did that in that movie where he took it and took everything into account, and you gotta understand everyone's feelings and all that. And I think he poured that into the character.
No, I think you listen. I hope you're right, but I give more credit. But how young is he in that, right? And that's the fear. I think a lot of we're talking about cancel culture and everything. People only speak up when they've established who they are as a career, right? The Rock will step up and say stuff. Like, he never said anything about this. Kevin Hart is now saying some shit now. Like, you have people that are like, oh, I got enough money now, or I got enough fame that I can speak up on certain things. And I don't think at that time that Al Pacino was there yet to be like now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, De Niro was just like, fuck him, fuck this, fuck that. I think that movie is still too soon to say that Al Pacino could just, be who he wants to be.
No, I don't know. Al Pacino after The Godfather was fucking huge. And that's, you're talking in the 70s. So
of course he was huge. Cinema goes up and down. Because you have he's had hits, then later there's that break. You know what I'm saying? But like back to back.
But yeah, and you also got to look at who's doing the film. Like Brian De Palma, who was the director and I think the writer for Carlito's Way. So he was already established. I forget what his big one was before that. Something big. I forget what it was. But anyway, so like there was already, a working history and so they had a chemistry. So I think, when they get together and they make a film, that all translated. Sometimes you do a film and you got a new director, new this, especially nowadays where they're just like cranking out directors like, all right, we got this guy, he's up and coming, let's throw him with this, and then let's throw this cast together. And then the movie shit because there's no working relationship. So, I think that goes into a lot of it.
Oh, yeah. You can see the movie. It comes across in the movies, the one where everyone worked well together and had a rapport. Because we've seen some fucking bombs.
Right? The movie I always love, they did the reboot of Mad Max. I don't know if you like that at all. It did great.
I liked it. I liked it. I was surprised with it.
And so they, again...
And Max and The Road Warrior is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. Okay, really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's up there. It would maybe top 10 just for what it was, for subject matter alone. Like, there was nothing like that. I'm talking about wastelands and apocalyptic wastelands and all that.
Yeah.
And,
well, not apocalyptic, but Dune was very creative in terms of like the futuristic, like besides Star Wars, like Dune, that next alternative, like that's coming out. Interested to see what they do.
The new one, I'm very interested because I think the original was just too long and too fucked up to.
I've never seen that Dune.
If you can,
I never liked Dune. It's a classic. You got to be able to go through it. Yeah, it's a lot.
Definitely stands the test of time.
It must be one of those older movies.
Yeah. It was on HBO forever. If you had HBO back in the 80s, you had money. But it was like, I remember HBO was like, I go to my aunt's house and I'm like, what's this Dune thing? And it would just always be on on heavy repeat. And they see these.
Yeah. So real quick, Brian De Palma, who did Carlito's Way, also did Scarface with Al Pacino.
There you go.
And he had done The Untouchables, Carrie, among other things. But yeah, they had that working relationship. Right. All right. So
it should be like me and Evan said. Just be quiet for the last 15 minutes. Like, all right, well, this is fun, guys.
Cut that off. Thank you.
Listening